Continuing to read from Caitanya Caritamrita. Today we are on Adi Leela. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhatta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhatta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhatta Vrinda. So Adi Leela, chapter 5, text 15, we are hearing about the glories and the position of Lord Nityananda, the tattva of Lord Nityananda. Sarvaga Ananta Vibhu Vaikunthadi Dhama Krishna Krishna Avatarera Tahani Vishrama. That Vaikuntha region is all-pervading, infinite and supreme. It is the residence of Lord Krishna and his incarnations. So Vaikuntha Dham, it's unlimited, Ananta, Sarvaga, all-pervading, greatest. It is supreme. There's so many planets and in this material world, and this material world is just a tiny portion of the Lord's creation. The majority is the spiritual world, the Vaikuntha Dham. And that is where Lord Krishna lives personally. It's not that Krishna is dead, that, oh, he was there 5,000 years ago and he's there no more. No, he lives eternally in his Golok Vrindavan, in the topmost planet, in the spiritual world. And there are so many planets in the Vaikuntha world, and each of them are his incarnations, personally living, personally. Sahara upari bhage Krishnalok khyati dwaraka mathura gokul trividhatve sthiti. In the highest region of that spiritual sky is the spiritual planet called Krishnalok. It has three divisions, Dwarka, Mathura and Gokul. So then in this Krishnalok, the highest planet of the Vaikuntha, there is Krishnalok, and Krishnalok has three portions, Dwarka, Mathura and Gokul. Sarvopari Shri Gokul, Rajgoloka Dham, Shri Goloka, Shvetadvip, Vrindavananam. Shri Gokul, the highest of all, is also called Vraj, Goloka, Shvetadvip, and Vrindavan. So we are talking about the spiritual world. The highest, topmost planet in the spiritual world is Krishnalok, where Shri Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan lives. And that has three portions, Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokul. So the Gokul is the highest of all. There is where the Krishna's pastimes are the most sweetest. And this Gokul is called Vraj, Golok, Shvetadvip, and Vrindavan. Sarvaga Ananta Vibhu Krishna Tanu Sama Opari Adho Vyapi Yache Nahika Niyama. Like the transcendental body of Lord Krishna, Gokul is all-pervading, infinite and supreme. It expands both above and below without any restriction. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Jiva Goswami, the great authority and philosopher in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has discussed the abode of Krishna in his Krishna Sandarbha. So Srila Jiva Goswami is the youngest of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan and great scholar, great scholar. He's written amazing commentaries, amazing literature of Bhakti Shastra. He's also written the commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam called the Sat Sandarbhas, 6 Sandarbha. Now in his Krishna Sandarbha, he's writing about, he has explained in detail about Krishnalok, the planet of where Krishna resides eternally in the spiritual world. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord refers to my abode. Srila Jiva Goswami, examining the nature of Krishna's abode, refers to the Skanda Purana, which states. So Srila Jiva Goswami, he is These are very learned personalities, the six Goswamis. They have not just written their commentaries just like that, but they have done a lot of research on the Vedic scriptures, on the Puranas, Upanishads, the different parts of Itihasas. So in Skanda Purana, Ya yatha bhuvi vartante puryo bhagavataha priyaha tas tatha shanti vaikunthe tatta lilartham adritaha. The abodes of Godhead in the material world, such as Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokul, are facsimiles representing the abodes of Godhead in the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha Dham. So here in this world, in this material world, in a land called India, we have a place called Dwarka, we have a place called Mathura, and we have a place called Gokul. What are they? They are representing the original kingdom of God, Vaikuntha Dham. So there is this original Dwarka, Mathura, Gokul in Vaikuntha. And the Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokul here in this material world, they are the embassies. That's why they are called the Dham. It's the Dham. It's non-different. It's not different. They are there so that we can take advantage. Otherwise, if it's everything is material here, we will not be able to understand what we are supposed to do. We will think that this material world is all in all. How do we get out of here? But Krishna, he comes and he brings his dham with himself to give us an opportunity so that we can understand the truth. So these are the embassies of the spiritual world. The Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokul in this material world. They represent the Vaikuntha Dham. Just as here we are living in Taiwan and we have the embassy of India. So that embassy of India is representing India. When we go to that embassy, even in Taiwan, then we are all the rules of India apply within that space of that embassy. There's the Indian ambassador. He has the authority to issue the Indian visas. Everything is Indian, although it is in Taiwan. Similarly, in India, we have an embassy of America. So in that space, in that embassy of America, it's American rules that apply in that space of the embassy, even though it is in the land of India. So similarly, to just give us an idea, the unlimited spiritual atmosphere of that Vaikuntha Dham is far above and beyond the material cosmos. This is confirmed in the Swayambhuva Tantra in a discussion between Lord Shiva and Parvati regarding the effect of chanting the mantra of 14 syllables. So Swayambhuva Tantra, in the Swayambhuva Tantra, there is a discussion between Lord Shiva and his consort Parvati Devi. And they are discussing what is the effect of chanting the mantra of 14 syllables. Nana kalpa lata kiranam vaikuntham vyapakam smaret ada samayam gunanam cha prakritihi sarva karanam. While chanting the mantra, one should always remember the spiritual world, which is very extensive and full of desire trees that can yield anything one desires. Below that Vaikuntha region is the potential material energy, which causes the material manifestation. So Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi, what are they saying? They are saying that chant the mantra and remember the Vaikuntha Lok. This is what they are saying. They are saying remember the spiritual world. Spiritual world, very extensive. Spiritual world is unlimited. And what is there? There is Kalpa Vriksha, desire tree. What does a desire tree do? It can give us whatever we desire. Whatever we desire, we ask the tree for something, the tree will give us. That is in the spiritual world, not in this material world. That Vaikuntha region is and what is below this Vaikuntha region is the material world, material energy. So we can see the spiritual energy is superior and the material energy is inferior. And Parvati Devi, she is Durga Devi herself. She is the personification of this material energy. the places of the, and so she herself and Lord Shiva are saying that spiritual energy is higher. The places of the pastimes of Lord Krishna, such as Dwarka, Mathura, and Vrindavan, eternally and independently exist in Krishnalok. They are the actual abodes of Lord Krishna, and there is no doubt that they are situated above the material cosmic manifestation. So beyond this material sky, beyond this material cosmic manifestation is the Vaikuntha sky, the spiritual sky. And in that, the highest planet, Krishnalok. Krishnalok has three parts, Dwarka, Mathura, and Vrindavan. And what's happening? Lord Krishna is eternally performing pastimes there. Eternally, he is doing his Leela there. And this is above the material world. The abode known as Vrindavan or Gokul is also known as Goloka. The Brahma Samhita states that Gokul, the highest region of the kingdom of God, resembles a lotus flower with thousands of petals. So Brahmaji, in his Brahma Samhita, he says that Gokul is the highest planet, highest region of planet in the kingdom of God, in the Vaikuntha world, in the spiritual world. And it looks like a lotus flower which has 1,000 with thousands of petals, not only 1,000, but thousands of petals. Here we see a lotus flower. I'm not sure how many petals it has, but I'm sure we could count it. But this planet of Krishna, Gokul, has thousands. It resembles a lotus flower with thousands of petals. The outer portion of that lotus-like planet is a square place known as Shweta Dweep. In the inner portion of Gokul, there is an elaborate arrangement for Sri Krishna's residence with his eternal associates such as Nanda and Yashoda. So the outer portion of the lotus, of the planet, lotus-like planet, there's the outer portion and inner portion. So the outer portion is like a square place called Shweta Dweep. And the inner portion, there is where Sri Krishna Bhagavan is having his pastimes with Nanda and Yashoda, and that is his eternal residence. He lives there. That's his address. That transcendental abode exists by the energy of Sri Baladev, who is the original whole of Shesha or Ananta. So who is maintaining the spiritual planets is Ananta Dev or Sri Shesha, or that's Balaramji himself. Balaramji himself expands as Shesha or Ananta. So he is the one who is maintaining. It's by his energy that this spiritual world is existing. The Tantras also confirm this description by stating that the abode of Sri Anantadev, a plenary portion of Baladev, is called the kingdom of God. Vrindavan Dham is the innermost abode within the quadrangular realm of Shwetadvip, which lies outside of the boundary of Gokul Vrindavan. So we can see that there is so much information we can get of the spiritual world and the spiritual sky. We should just be willing to hear about it. It's not that, oh, I don't know anything about spiritual things. I don't know anything about what's in the spiritual world. I don't know anything what's happening in the Vaikuntha planets. No, all the information is there. We just have to hear it. We just have to hear about it. And then, stating that, okay, according to Jiva Goswami, Vaikuntha is also called Brahmalok. The Narad Pancharatra, in a statement concerning the mystery of Vijay, describes Tat Sarvopari Goloke Tatra Loko Pari Swayam Viharet Parmanandi Govindo Tula Nayakaha. The predominator of the gopis, Govinda, the principal deity of Gokul, always enjoys himself in a place called Goloka, in the topmost part of the spiritual sky. So Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahmaji is saying, Govinda, that's Lord Krishna. And he's the Lord of the gopis. He's the Lord of the gopis and the principal deity of Gokul. Everyone there worships Govinda. Everyone, each and everyone. And he's enjoying himself in a place called Goloka, which is the topmost part of the spiritual sky. That's nothing beyond Golok. Nothing is the highest place that one can achieve. It's the highest destination that one can achieve. Okay. From the authoritative evidence cited by Jiva Goswami, we may conclude that Krishnalok is the supreme planet in the spiritual sky, which is far beyond the material cosmos. For the enjoyment of transcendental variety, the pastimes of Krishna, they have three divisions, and these pastimes are performed in the three abodes, Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokula. When Krishna descends to this universe, he enjoys the pastimes in places of the same name. So this Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokul, they are there in the spiritual world. And then when he comes here to this material world, he brings the Dham with himself. These places on earth are non-different from those original abodes, for they are facsimiles of those original places in the transcendental world. They are as good as Sri Krishna himself and are equally worshipable. Lord Chaitanya declared that Lord Krishna, who presents himself as the son of the king of Raj, is worshipable, and that Vrindavan Dham is equally worshipable. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, the son of the king of Raj. So who's the king of Raj? That's Nanda Maharaj. Who's his son? That's Sri Krishna. So then Sri Krishna is worshipable. And that his land, his Vrindavan Dham, is equally worshipable. They are as good as Krishna himself. This is holy places. It's the Dham, facsimiles of those original holy places. It's like embassies of the Vaikuntha, of the spiritual world here in this material world. Is that okay? So, if there are no questions or comments, we'll stop here today for Caitanya Caritamrita. Thank you so much for listening in and joining it. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Shla Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.